Not the smartest idea at the time, I guess.
My advice to you is to get your money back and run.
Oh man, I don't think buying this boat was a very good idea. You should probably send it to the scrapyard and start over with a better one.
Take my advice. Cut your losses and start over.
Been building boats for years and knowing you should just call it quits.
What a waste of time.
Enjoy your steel death trap.
This is Luke, and I'm Lori, and we bought this 25-year-old steel sailboat in Brazil, and it's gonna test just how far we're willing to go to restore it.
So what should we do?
I don't know.
As you remember, this was the boat we thought we bought. And with the boat on land and all the paint stripped away, we were hit by the enormity of the situation. This was not what we had imagined. The boat was moments away from sinking. A little bump, or maybe just time, and for sure it would be at the bottom of the sea.
I mean, like,
We can't return.
Yeah, we can't return it. It's like you bought a TV and then you took it all apart and you're like, well, I don't want it anymore. Can't return it now. It's in pieces. I mean, literally, it's in pieces.
And we didn't know if we had enough knowledge or support to be able to tackle this situation.
I mean, how long is it going to take? We don't even know how much damage it is, really. How much we have to replace.
I don't know.
Some of you asked in the comments of our last episode why we didn't get the boat surveyed prior to purchasing. Unfortunately, in Brazil, marine surveyors normally only evaluate large vessels, platforms, and equipment, so especially as foreigners, we were really dependent on the trust and honesty of others.
So, what happens if we just walk away? We lose all the money. We also, I don't know if we can start over. I don't know if we have enough to start over.
No, baby, let's make this. We can.
So what do you do when you find yourself at the bottom of a hole? Stop digging, pick up an angle grinder, and get to work. There was no turning back now. We started with the main part of our project, and that was extending the stern to house our new radial drive wheel and helm. To do this, we needed to extend the stern 50 centimeters on the bottom and 35 centimeters on top, following the shape of the hull for a nice, natural look. We had planned to keep the last plate on the hull, but since it was in poor condition on the inside and the angle was not ideal, we ripped it out as well. Then we had to get down to brass tacks, how we were going to tackle the situation of the damage on the boat. Originally, we wanted to just make small repairs where it was necessary, but we had to change our strategy to move forward. So we marked all of the plates of damage and decided to cut large sections to repair. We ordered steel plates that were 5 millimeters thick and were 2 by 1.20 meters. Then we went all in. We started to cut large sections that were damaged, trying our best to save any old plates that still had integrity. We also removed any frames that were compromised. We found that no drainage had been created in the original frames, so water was pooling and causing massive damage in critical areas. Not only did we put back in stronger frames, we also pro-drilled them with drainage points before installing them. We worked our way forward on the hull, getting more courageous with each cut. Even though we were feeling good about our decision, seeing massive holes in our old rusty boat didn't make us feel much better. Do you want to be part of the Lahakai being restored? Subscribe, comment, and like this video, and with your help, we just might get this wreck back into the water. It was a tough job, but we pushed forward. If we couldn't trace the original plates, we would use cardboard to create templates to cut them out. Supports were welded onto the plates so we could use rope to lift them up. After all, one plate could weigh up to 140 kilos. Then we got to welding it all back together. We hired a welder who worked with us every day for up to 8 hours a day to get the job done. We rented a MIG welding machine for faster welding. And then we lifted it into the boat and started welding on the inside before sealing all the welds on the outside. And then we cut a little bit more. And a little bit more after that. And finally, we finished the stern by folding a plate to close off the space where the new rudder would be housed. When we finished the hull, it was 1.5 months later. It rained 19 consecutive days. We fought through the elements, the adversities, the burning hot sun, the clouds threatening more rain until we completed the work. You couldn't tell the smears of rust, but the Lahakai was new again. In the end, it wasn't a total loss. We were able to salvage the jib and furler, the mainsail, and the storm sail. We also saved the mast, the rudder, and the keel, which was 2,500 kilos in lead weight. Most of the deck was good, and most of the plates in the hull above the waterline were salvageable. We also were able to reuse the hatches, winches, stoppers, and other little components. And obviously, we had the project of the boat. And despite all of those voices telling us we shouldn't, for a moment we were feeling like there could be a chance we could get this boat sailing again. But first, we're gonna have to see if she floats.
Hey guys, here we are, and we have a boat with lots of holes in it. And currently we're just hanging out after a long day. We're sanding the top, or at least attempting to sand the top of the boat. We've cut a bunch of holes in the boat, and we hope that maybe they'll be able to put them back together. So we will actually float again. So, check out our view right now, because I really want you to see how beautiful it is, and maybe one day, just imagine this, except the water.
Whose car is this? Just kidding.